Difficult to tell what's in the mind of a murderer or a shooter. I know that they recognize full well that this is not video games. It's difficult to tell what's in the mind of a murderer or a shooter. I know that they recognize full well that this is not video games. This is real life. I don't think they take into account sometimes when they're spraying bullets that there's a 3-year-old present, a 6-year-old present, and that's horrible to me. But it's very difficult to say why they do it and why it's happening. We just know what we have to do. We have to do everything that we can to proactively address.
The war in Jacksonville has hit a new stage. I mean, for the past decade, the rap scene has pretty much been crashing out like there's no tomorrow, but things right now, they're at an all-time low. Like, what if I were to show you this picture that Foolio posted at his ops grave? Yes, bro took a convenient photo shoot at his ops gravesite and thought that it was going to be, you know, ending well for everyone involved. I don't know what the thinking was there, but of the people in the front of the frame, Foolio is the only one not in jail or murked. Not to mention, bro got some holes blown through his foot, so he'll never be able to cut his toenails the same for the rest of his life. It's so bad that First Coast News, the news channel reporting about an incoming RICO, are literally following all the rappers involved in the beef right now. Like, is there something that we don't know that's coming over the horizon? And it's safe to say the feds are definitely tuning in too. This beef between two major gangs in Jacksonville have claimed the lives of dozens of people, many of which had nothing to do with it, like Uber drivers and little kids. However, it seems now the police department is definitely looking for an overall solution that could end this gang war permanently. In cities like Atlanta and Chicago, police departments have responded by using tactics such as the RICO indictment to take down large-scale criminal organizations and hold every member accountable for perpetuating the gang. It seems like this might be the next step in the city of Jacksonville, as the police chief and the media within the city have basically said that they see clear picture of everything that's going on and the drill music that's coming out of the city too. The story of how it got to this point is complicated, with many deaths along the way, but the story of how this ends might even be crazier, man, with the incoming RICO or possibly people dying. So today we got to talk about the absolutely situation going on in Jacksonville, with two of the biggest artists in Florida either trying to survive or egging on the ongoing conflict, and how it's looking like they might all get taken down by a state RICO in the foreseeable future, according to police right now, man. 2023 might have just changed this whole situation for the worse right now, but before we do, I'm gonna need you to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna run up this video, man. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all tune in right away and tap in with that merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Let's get into this. Jacksonville drill is one of the craziest subgenres of rap that has a pretty big following in Florida. Part of the reason is fans basically have an infatuation for serial killers making music. Like, a lot of these dudes are straight shooters, straight murderers, straight random ass just people that go around and kill people that just happen to stumble upon a microphone one day. Half of these songs aren't even on beat or good. Like, does anyone even listen to Jacksonville music for the actual music? Like, nah, bro. People are listening because they want to decipher who got shot. It seems that in general, the fans can see the difference between the people who tell stories and the people who actually live what they are talking about. And ever since people noticed that rappers like Foolio and Yungeen and all the rappers in their orbit been like beefing and fighting and killing each other and putting it online, they basically have had a following. Originating in the 2010s in Chicago, drill rappers rooted in drug culture, guns, and gang violence, as the police say. Jacksonville's drill rappers routinely celebrate the murders of their rivals or ops in their music videos and on social media. Jacksonville definitely has its share of gangs, but the most notorious beef is between two specific groups. The 45th Street area of the city is home to one of the most well-known groups called 6 Block, made famous by Foolio, one of the area's most popular rappers, whose real name is Charles Jones. Some younger gang members affiliated with 6 Block call themselves Bully Gang. Most members of Bully Gang are associated with Foolio. We're talking Rico, Osama, Jake, K Shorty, and them, all associated with that crew. During the last few years though, Jacksonville has received a lot of media attention nationwide from Foolio's beef with Yungeen, another famous Jacksonville rapper whose real name is Kenyatta Bullard. Ace is a member of a gang called ATK, which Jacksonville police have said stands for Ace's Top Killers. Many members of ATK also claim a gang called NHG, which stands for No Hospital Gang. NHG and ATK are also closely aligned with a set called Backstreet, aka 1200. With many prominent gang members being arrested over the last couple years, the deadly beef seems to have slowed. However, in reality, it seems that this war is just reaching a new level, with multiple members of actual big followings getting taken out, and 2023 looking like it might be a defining year for everyone involved, including people, you know, like Yungeen Ace that might not necessarily come to the top of your head when you think about it. But even though all of these people died that seem like they could have been from both sides, it seems like 2023 is the year that put all this completely downhill. And it's safe to say that 2024, I wouldn't be surprised if all of these people are in jail, man. So we gotta tap in with the situation that kind of sparked a lot of craziness. The graveyard visit that pretty much is looking like it's gonna end everyone in the future. By now you probably know about all the incidents which made this beef a household name, with Yungeen Ace dropping Who I Smoke and Foolio dropping When I See You, diss tracks back and forth, both songs mocking the killing of each rapper's close family members. However, it's been several years since those songs dropped, and there is actually a not so well known incident that occurred that has many people thinking that there is a new war in Jacksonville, and 6 Block, Foolio's gang, has been taking L's left and right for the better part of 2023. Looking through everything that happened in 2023 paints a clear picture. About 7 months ago, Foolio and members of Bully Gang and 6 Block went to a cemetery to film a music video for Jake Shit, a Bully Gang rapper whose real name was Jaquan Pickens, who was infamously gunned down while driving through the city. While there, which we're gonna get into, the group posted photos in front of a burial site of Royale Devon Smith Jr., whose nickname was 23. Smith, 18, was in the car with his best friend Yungeen Ace and 2 other teens in June 2018, celebrating Smith's birthday at a restaurant at St. John's Town Center. As they were driving away from the area, their car was riddled with bullets, killing Smith and 2 other men, including Ace's brother.
Shooting near the town center leaves 3 people dead and 1 injured. This happened just before 11 o'clock last night along Town Center Parkway near 295. Officers say that someone fired multiple shots into a car and then drove away. Last night, police...
Ace was the only survivor who was shot several times. No arrests were made, but 6 Block members were reportedly responsible for the shooting. Several of the people in the photos at Smith's gravesite held their shoes up to Smith's grave marker. Some held up their middle finger, while others formed their hands into the shape of guns or gang signs. Soon after the photos were posted, ATK and NHG members took to social media and vowed payback. Ever since that fateful day, it seems like it has been a complete race to the bottom, not only for 6 Block / Bully Gang, but for ATK and them too. Nothing has been the same for everyone involved, because after that photo hit the internet, these ninjas have been dropping like flies, both by shootings and eventually being taken off the streets to jail as well. But in order to understand how this even got to this point, we gotta talk about the new war in Jacksonville and the victims that are leading the police into enacting a RICO. And this new surge of violence really starts on May 2023 with the murder of BG Yeezy.
The mother of a 16-year-old shot and killed last week in Moncrief is begging the public for help solving the case. No one has been arrested in Adrian McKenzie's shooting death, and as Destiny McKeever reports, the family...
Adrian wasn't that type of child. You know, Adrian never brought nobody here. If he ever came here with somebody, it was probably 1 person at a time. You know, he was very strict and calm about where we stayed.
Adrian McKenzie is one of 3 people shot last Wednesday night near Moncrief Park. He died of his injuries. He was just 16 years old.
He was just finna get his license. He was just trying to find his way back.
Around 9:40 p.m. on May 17th, a Bully Gang member who rapped by the name of BG Yeezy was in the 3600 block of Effie Street in Jacksonville's Moncrief Park area. Police were called to the area after gunfire erupted. When officers arrived, they found 2 boys and 1 adult male, all suffering life-threatening injuries. BG Yeezy, whose real name is Adrian McKenzie, was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. 4 days later, McKenzie's family attempted to hold a memorial for him on the same block where he was shot. Gunmen returned to the area and opened fire on the memorial, where people were gathered to release balloons. A woman was treated and released at the hospital after being shot in the arm, and no arrests were made in either shooting. Unfortunately, that was just the start of a crazy 2023, because not soon after, JACKSONVILLE, a reputable member of Bully Gang, basically got gunned down as well.
Police say the homicide unit was investigating a crash that happened near the Trout River Bridge after shots were fired in the area. Investigators say a vehicle crashed into a semi that was parked on the side of the road. Witnesses in the area told police they heard gunshots around the time of the crash. A man driving the vehicle that crashed was found dead on scene.
At around 3:30 p.m. on August 16th, a truck driver's vehicle broke down near the Trout River Bridge on northbound Interstate 95 at Zoo Parkway. The driver told police he felt the impact of a vehicle rear-end his truck. The vehicle was a green Dodge Challenger. The driver was none other than 18-year-old Jaquan Pickens, a Bully Gang rapper who performed under the name JACKSONVILLE. He was pronounced dead at the scene of the crash that blocked I-95 for much of the afternoon that morning. Turns out, according to police, Pickens' vehicle crashed after it had been chased and shot at by another vehicle. It's unknown if he died as a result of the shooting or the crash, police said after the wreck. As is customary for the killings of drill rappers, their rivals mocked them in songs on social media.
Oh, I'm a fucking slut. Who the is JACKSONVILLE? Gonna be added to the scope, man. Hey, man, hit different when he, yeah, man, for real.
Jacksonville rapper Whopper with the Chopper, an NHG member, released a song referencing the Pickens go with the verse, "Who the fuck is JACKSONVILLE? We don't know. Just another name added to the scope." Man, I swear you can't make this up. The self-snitching is completely unnecessary. Like, if the cops and the fans and everyone already knows that you did it, does it even matter that you have to put it into a song? Because at the end of the day, the police are writing all this down, and it seems like the police are going to be the people on Genius reading these lyrics, and it's not going to be surprising when things come back to haunt you as well. Which brings us back to the incident that affected NHG though, and this was in 2023 as well. Following the killing of BG Yeezy, an ATK member named Antonio Tilly Jr., who rapped under the name Tilly, released a snippet of a song on social media mocking the Bully Gang member. A portion of the song he released states, "Bit, I shoot like Scottie Pippen. 3 hit, 1 misses. Swear to God, we don't leave no witness. Bully down, go make a post treat. Why busy like a lotto? We put his stupid ass on the flow."
October 6th, police were called to the 7400 block of Kylan Drive West in response to reported gunfire at about 11:45 p.m. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says 2 adult males were found dead inside a vehicle.
He was driving a young man. He was to meet up with a young lady at the location, and when he drove up to the location, he was met with gunfire, and it wasn't.
At around 11:45 p.m. on October 6th, Jacksonville police were called to the 7400 block of Kylan Drive in response to gunfire. Responding officers arrived to find 2 dead men inside of a vehicle. One of the men was identified as Tilly. The other was an innocent Uber driver named Brian Grun. He was giving Tilly a ride and was caught in the crossfire. That's honestly crazy. Some dude who was just doing Uber got hit up too. A few weeks later, 22-year-old Jaquan Mills was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, and a 23-year-old Diamond McCullough Harris was charged with accessory after the fact. A family member of Tilly told First Coast News he was texting with a woman and arranged to meet up with her. It was a setup, the family member said. Mills told detective that Tilly had $20,000 on his head, which means whoever kills the victim would receive a $20,000 payment, a police report states. Mills said he got paid $10,000 for a murder because he had to split it with the second shooter, the report states. And shortly after this, still in 2023, one of the top people in this whole organization ends up getting hit. And it honestly is a surprise, but not surprising to a lot of people. So we gotta get into the next chapter. What happened to Foolio? Hours after Tilly's death, Foolio was shot. The incident occurred near 3100 block of 18th Street West in Jacksonville, a residential neighborhood less than a mile from Paxton School for Advanced Studies. The car he was driving, a black Dodge Challenger, was riddled with bullet holes. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said it appears a suspect or suspects were waiting for him and ambushed him. Foolio was able to drive himself to UF Health Jacksonville, where he was treated for a severe injury to his foot. This was the 4th time gunman had targeted Foolio over the last couple years. Just like the previous attempts, he survived. He even said that part of the reason why he got caught lacking was because his own cousin gave his location, which is safe to say that there was money on his head as well. Following the death of Tilly though, no one was more vocal in mocking him than Julian House, a bully gang rapper who performed under the name of RICO Osama, which I previously just dropped a video on. We got to get into what exactly happened to him, because this was also in 2023, which shows that the path to going to jail or dying is just heating up.
We're following tonight, we're learning the name of the man who died in a triple shooting on the west side. We're told Julian House died in the Tuesday night shooting at a shopping complex off of Jamies Road. JSO says this was a gang-related shooting. House is a known gang member. His family says they're now planning his funeral. 2 others were injured in the crash and underwent surgery.
At around 4 p.m. December 12th, Jacksonville police were called to the 6300 block of San Juan Avenue for reports of multiple people shot. One of the victims was able to get away from the scene and reach a nearby business. Another victim was taken to the hospital where he was treated and released. The 3rd victim, House, was shot to death in a parking lot. Family members told First Coast News he was recording at a nearby studio before being ambushed. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office said the shooters were wearing black masks, covering their faces, and ran away on foot. Unfortunately, this is all the things that happened in last year 2023. And to understand how things even became like this in the first place, it would have to take you back to 2015 at a faithful Kodak Black concert in the area that somehow put all of this bloodshed on the map. And this is where it all started. And this is a crazy duality, because this is apparently where it's all gonna end. The new age of gang violence dawned in Jacksonville at the Kodak Black concert in November 2015. What became a tense but civil handshake between 2 rival groups at Phillips Highway nightclub devolved into one member refusing to shake hands, a bigger, stronger rival slapping him, and then basically the show getting aired out. And this basically spawned everything from Yungeen Ace getting shot multiple times and his brother dying while everyone else getting killed in the car, Foolio dissing them and then getting shot in Houston, the song Who I Smoke dropping, basically everyone on Bully Gang and 6 Gang getting hit up, man. But what if I were to told you that the only people that are going to be the last ones standing throughout this whole war are going to be the police? Because with the words that the police chief spoke about this incident, they might not know exactly who are the shooters that are going out and doing this, but they do know, and it seems pretty certain, that they're going to face some type of reconciliation, whether it be the main members of this group or just anyone associated. But it's not looking good. I would say that chances are by the end of 2024, a lot of these rappers that you see like Yungeen Ace, Foolio, and everyone that's involved, like Whopper with the Chopper, Greenlight, all Spinning Bands, like everyone on their side and everyone on the Bully Gang side are basically gonna get caught in a RICO. I mean, where is the logical end for this? Like, what could possibly be the end to all this? You know, you see all these people are pretty much dying, and it's like, unless you're getting out of the city of Jacksonville, you're putting a date for your end pretty much coming soon. And it's sad to say, but it's like these dudes are either going to have to leave their city or they're going to end up getting caught up and put into the system as well. Because this has gone crazy enough, far enough, man. You got innocent Uber drivers getting killed, little kids getting killed. You got people getting sprayed up in the, you know, aftermath, and people getting sprayed up just being close to the incident, man. You got people getting sprayed up at funerals, man. How does this realistically end, you know? Foolio said some words on the No Jumper podcast basically saying that, you know, they signed up for this. But the thing is, the innocent bystanders, the Uber drivers, the kids that are just caught up in the crossfire, they didn't sign up for this. And I don't know if the guilt weighs on them, but I definitely feel that there's definitely going to be some type of retribution. And it's pretty evident right now. The craziest thing about it, though, is it seems like Foolio's side has pretty much been taking L's. You know, ever since that whole incident at that plaza where Yungeen Ace got hit up, like, that seems like those were the worst L's that they really took. In the last year, many of the people from his side have basically gotten hit up. But at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter what the score is, because when you up the score, you're just really raising more and more attention for the police. And I wouldn't be surprised that the FBI at some point are going to get involved, because realistically, there's no real end to this. It's either death or jail. There's no in between unless you kill yourself. And people like Foolio and Yungeen Ace probably need to remove themselves from the situation. I mean, Foolio seems like the only person that be openly talking about what's going on. Yungeen Ace, on the other hand, has pretty much been quiet and basically just posting regular stuff. But we all know that it might not even be, you know, them calling the shots, but it could be others around their orbit that are just close to them that could be doing all this. But when it comes to a RICO, it doesn't even matter, because at the end of the day, man, the RICO is what is going to take everyone down. And as you see with Young Thug's situation, when you got so many defendants, people are going to snitch and they're going to see a full picture of what exactly went down, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. 2023 was definitely an extremely deadly year in Jacksonville, and hopefully no more of this goes on. But, you know, obviously it's not like we can control what's exactly going on, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. Real say shit. You already know what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe, man. Peace.